In case you missed it, here's Dave and Cheryl's favorite moments of the week.
So in Canada, there's a law when it comes to cooking hamburgers at a restaurant.
So you need to cook your burger, or here in Canada, restaurants need to cook burgers to a minimum of 160 degrees in order to kill off any possible E. coli. Well, makes sense, right?
Yeah, an American tourist has gone viral now, though, because he was in Canada, posted a photo after they ordered a burger at the Toronto Airport Hilton, and he had to sign a waiver to get it cooked medium.
Mm-hmm. So he ordered this burger, or asked for it to be done medium well, and then they brought it to him, but they also brought him a food waiver that said that they couldn't sue if eating this burger made him sick. And as you said, it's not a new thing because a medium burger that's cooked to about 140 to 145 and well done, it's about 160. And that's what you need to cook it to kill off any possible E. coli. And this is just food safety rules and regulations.
So the person who ordered it said they didn't even end up eating the burger. They took a few bites, but after they were told it might kill them, it kind of ruined their appetite a little bit.
Yeah. A spokesperson for Hilton said this is something they do at this specific hotel, but it's not standard practices for Hilton. So it just made me wonder, like, when the guy ordered the burger and said he wanted it medium, why wouldn't they just come back and be like, we can't do that. We can't do a medium burger. It has to be done well.
I mean, I guess maybe they do it. That's why they have these waiver forms.
But if it's
ready,
if you're technically not allowed to in Canada, then just tell them we can't do a medium burger.
Yeah, it'd probably be just the easiest, right? Let them order something else.
I haven't talked to Mike yet, really. We texted a little bit. If you didn't know, he's a huge Green Bay Packers fan, so he was a little devastated after Saturday night when the Packers lost that close game against the 49ers. But at least no one in his family called an ambulance for him. That's what happened to a woman in Wisconsin. So apparently emergency services were sent to her home in Madison, Wisconsin, after someone called 911 saying that her aunt was in trouble. So here's what happened. Apparently the aunt texted her niece and said, I'm having a heart attack. But she didn't mean literally. She was just watching the Packers game against the 49ers, and she was very anxious because it was a very close game and it was back and forth there at the end. Well, apparently her niece didn't realize that and ended up calling 911. And a few minutes later, the fire department pulled up at the aunt's home, and the aunt, who was 100% alive and well, went out smiling and told them it was all just a misunderstanding. I guess she thought that her niece would be watching the game as well and would sort of be understanding what she meant. So she apologized profusely to the EMTs and paramedics, saying she didn't think that she was going to be taken literally. So just be careful. I know I'm a huge Detroit Lions fan and have been, my whole life. So if you're a Lions fan and coming up this Sunday, just don't be texting any of your friends and family that you're having a heart attack while watching the Lions play. Schools used to worry about, kids maybe smoking in the boys' room, but times have definitely changed. And a school down in North Carolina just had to take some action to try to stop kids from spending all day in the bathroom making TikTok videos. So teachers at this school in North Carolina noticed the kids were asking to use the bathroom up to 9 times a day, which, is a little excessive. And they said it wasn't just the fact that they were going more often, it was the fact that they were gone for a very, very long time. So administrators fixed the problem by removing all of the mirrors from the bathroom. So they found out the kids were using the mirrors in the bathroom to make and film their video. So easy solution was to take all the mirrors down, and they say it actually worked.
Not as many visits to the bathroom, not staying as long, and students are held accountable. And when there's accountability, you see a great difference. We're trying to educate students. Like, we all have cell phones now. We have to learn to use them. We have to learn when to put them down.
So, of course, people online started to weigh in because this is what you do, even though if you have no idea about the background of the situation. One person said that, well, they should put the mirrors back up and just ban phones instead. But someone else said, the thing is phones are banned in classrooms, but they have them in their pockets and they have them in their backpack, and then they take them with them to the bathroom so they can use them. That's why they were doing it. So kids, they say now, just can't seem to follow that rule. And apparently this solution appears to be making a difference.
Now is the time.
And now it's time for...
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? January is one of the 2 months of the year where I'm glad it's going by super fast. January and February can go by as fast as it wants.
Get it over with.
Absolutely. Already the 24th. We're 3 weeks away from Valentine's Day, a day where you either love it or you hate it. And a Rhode Island animal shelter has got an interesting spin on the upcoming Valentine's Day.
Yeah, if you've got an ex that you don't wish the best, you don't have best wishes for.
You don't want pleasantries to go his or her way.
No, well, for a donation of just $5 to charity, this animal shelter will let a cat poop on your ex's name for you.
Love Stinks. That's the name of the promotion. It will take a name of your choosing, bury it in a litter box, and the cats can poop all over it.
I love that they wrote on their website, how's that for stinky retribution?
Oh, I get it.
So the fundraiser runs now through February 14th on Valentine's Day.
Amazing. Love Stinks. Cats can poop on your ex's name.
And before we hit Valentine's Day, we got Groundhog Day.
We do. That's coming up soon. That's actually just over a week away, whether or not you believe what the groundhogs say. There's so many groundhogs now in North America saying a bunch of different things.
Yep.
The people for the ethical treatment of animals, the PETA folks, they're already kind of raising a stink on using real groundhogs to predict the weather. They're at it again, calling for Punxsutawney Phil in New York State to be retired, and now they're offering to replace him with a giant gold coin.
That's not how this works.
No.
That's not how this works, PETA. So on the coin, one side, you'd flip it.
Yeah.
One side, it would call for 6 more weeks of winter. The other, an early spring. But that is not how it works, PETA. Have you never been? Do you not know how Groundhog Day works?
That sounds incredibly not fun at all.
Maybe you should have donated a giant stuffed animal groundhog.
It's unclear if these giant coins even exist yet, but in one image that was actually sent out from PETA, it looks bigger than Punxsutawney Phil. It might be a couple of feet in diameter.
So how are you going to flip that? Without hurting anybody.
3 different adults have to do it. So if you're asking why it has to be a coin, apparently Punxsutawney Phil has been making predictions since 1886, and he's only been right about just over a third of the time. They're saying about 39% of the time. So they're arguing that we'd be better off just flipping a coin on Groundhog Day.
Yeah, well, it's pretty much if it's sunny, 6 more weeks of winter.
Right.
If it's cloudy, early spring. That's how it works.
PETA says groundhogs can't make heads or tails of the weather forecast and shouldn't be jostled around by large members of a different species and thrust in front of noisy crowds for a photo op. That is a quote from PETA.
If you're trusting a large rodent for your weather forecasts, I think you've got bigger fish to fry.
They'd also have to have a new name for the day, too. It couldn't be Groundhog Day anymore. Whether there will be more Winter Day or something like that.
That's what they want to call it?
I think that's what they're offering it up. PETA says whether there will be more Winter Day is what they're offering now.
I want to just call it Coin Flip Day.
Nobody bothers Cheryl on Sunday late afternoon. How does it feel? Your Detroit Lions are this far. They're in the NFC Championship game since 1992.
So honestly, I was talking about this with one of our coworkers on Monday because her husband's a huge Lions fan.
Okay.
And I said, honestly, I feel like I'm not as excited as I should be because I don't believe it's actually happening.
This isn't reality.
Like, I'm in such a state of shock that I'm like, is this real life? Is this actually happening? I'm used to being the game ending and I'm angry at the refs or at the team because something happened and
because
they lost.
You've spent your entire life like that.
Exactly. So now that they've made it this far, like I don't know how to react or what to do. So it's an odd feeling. I'll say that much.
6:30 in San Francisco. So unfortunately, the run of home games at Ford Field has come to an end for the year. But it's happening in San Francisco, the NFC Championship game. Lions fans, I'm happy for you. You deserve this after over 3 decades, and you're not nearly as crazy as Raiders fans or Bills fans.
Yeah, the Bills Mafia, it's a whole different breed of animal there in Buffalo. If you didn't know this already, one of their traditions is jumping and smashing folding tables.
I didn't even know how that started. I have to look back in the history on why they do that.
I'm going to assume it was an extremely intoxicated fan who decided to jump and smash the folding table that was holding, I don't know, the snacks and the drinks at the tailgate. But now it's become a tradition, and people seem to do it before every single Bills game. There was one a few weeks ago, because it's been so cold in Buffalo. They had to shovel out the stadium where guys were setting stuff on fire and putting it on the table. But things this past Sunday before the Bills-Chiefs game, and someone took it to a whole nother level.
And actually, there was a guy wearing a Lions jersey that got kind of mixed up in this. At Bill's tailgate, the guy was wearing a Lions jersey.
He was clearly celebrating the Lions win.
Well, he got smashed through a table and he got caught on fire. He let somebody body slam him through the folding table. A tradition, as we've talked about. Somebody sparked it with lighter fluid first, and his rear end caught fire. But it looks like he's going to be okay.
Well,
Thank goodness.
I'm assuming he stuck his butt maybe in a snowbank nearby. Put it out
to put it out a little bit. Unbelievable. So Bills fans, they have some time on their hands now. It's now just winter in Buffalo with no football to follow. The Lions and the Niners NFC Championship game 6:30, and the game before that, the AFC Championship game, the Chiefs and Ravens. That gets going at 3 o'clock. Championship Sunday coming up. It's National Irish Coffee Day as you get going here this morning.
Yeah, and apparently 35% of Americans like a little booze in their coffee every once in a while.
Well, I wouldn't say that I don't like that. Sir, I'm not doing that this morning, though. Nothing like there.
Yeah, so the poll also asked just about, people's coffee habits. And here's some of the interesting stats. 73% of Americans say they drink coffee every day. Most common answer was 1 to 2 cups. But a lot of people still drink more than that. And there's 4% they say they drink like 6 cups a day.
I've worked with a couple of people over the years that will actually have an entire pot. And have an entire pot within an hour and a half or so.
And so Dave and I were talking, we're like, well, what's a cup? Is it like a cup that it says on the coffee maker? Or is it
just
a measuring cup? Like, is my travel mug a cup, or is this 2 cups?
I think we're thinking a little bit too much into it.
Need some units of measurement here, people.
A lot of people, 89%, also make coffee at home at least once a week. And 2/3 of the respondents said daily. I've got a Keurig at home and love the Keurig.
Mm-hmm. We've got one at work here.
Yes, we do.
I have a just regular coffee pot that I put the grounds
You're old
into.
school.
Yeah. But I don't make a full pot, I'll tell you that much. Get a little too much coffee.
Yeah.
Now, the energy boost isn't the top reason we're drinking coffee. Apparently, 83% of us just like the way it tastes. 67% need the caffeine. 43% say it makes them more productive, at least for an hour or two.
Yeah, and then it crashes.
29% like the health benefits, and 20% drink it to suppress their appetite.
1 in 6 people take our coffee black now. That's down 56% in the last 2 years. So that's a huge plummet.
I like those fancy coffees.
Right. Men are more than twice as likely as women to skip the cream and sugar and just have the coffee black.
Because we're tough. We're tough guys.
Is that what it is? I got to have a couple of cream in my coffee. I'm a 2 cream guy in my coffee.
Mm-hmm. A little creamer, a little sugar, not a ton. But coffee creamer is now more popular than half and half. 2% milk comes in third spot, followed by almond milk and oat milk.
Sugar is still the top sweetener in our coffee. We had an average of 3 packets of sugar. That's a little bit too much.
Lot.
As I get older, I'm like, this is too sweet. I got to cut back on the
I'm
sugar.
like half a teaspoon now. Like, I just need a little bit.
I think when I was around 20, 21, I used to be a triple guy. And now I look back, it's like, oh, how did I ever do that? How am I still alive after doing that?
I don't know. I don't know how you are.
And those are people that are also, they don't like coffee at all. They despise it.
Yeah, 2% of people say they hate coffee, but 87% describe themselves at least somewhat coffee obsessed.
So they want at least more than 1 cup a day.
I wouldn't say coffee obsessed, but I do. It's something I look forward to.
I
enjoy.
it. I need at least that 1 cup to get me going in the morning. So,
but it's funny. It wasn't until I was in my 30s that I really started drinking coffee.
Late coffee bloomer.
Yeah.
National Irish Coffee Day. So if you put a little extra something in there this morning, we certainly won't judge. You can find the top news stories anytime, cknewstoday.ca, just a click away. And our friends just to the west down in Windsor, they're saying flushable wipes that you might buy at the store, they're not necessarily flushable and are causing some sewer issues.
I love that when it says flushable, it's in quotes.
Yes. Flushable. Not really.
Yeah, the city of Windsor there says they're actually warning people not to use them because they've been having a bit of an issue with their sewers because people are flushing these so-called flushable wipes. And the issue with them is that they don't break down like regular toilet paper. They stick around a lot longer. And that can cause some plumbing issues and also issues for the city when it comes to the sewers.
So when it says flushable, don't fall for that. It's not flushable. As are a lot of different things. Tying in with this, there is a survey just in the United States south of the border asking a bunch of plumbers. A drainage pipe company had this survey asking these plumbers the strangest things they have caught being flushed down the toilet. So when they get calls saying, hey, my toilet's clogged, I can't get it unclogged, some of these responses are pretty funny.
Yeah, so the first couple, to be expected, because I'm thinking kids are like, ooh, look at it go down. That looks cool, right?
Little kids are the biggest offenders for this, let's be honest.
Legos, rubber ducks, and socks.
Socks. I can see it, because I'm pretty sure there's been at least a sock or two going down the toilet over the course of
now, if it's a little
my
kid's sock,
lives.
it might not be such an issue, but...
Some other things on the list. Adult toys. That's all we'll say right now. Down the toilet. Teeth. Now, I'm assuming dentures.
Yes.
If they're real teeth, well, that's got to be a lot of them to clog the toilet.
Yeah. Also, a lot of food items. Some other weird items flushed down the toilet that were found by plumbers. Turkey bones and Brussels sprouts. Apparently, they...
How specific.
didn't like the Thanksgiving dinner.
And they didn't have garbages in the kitchen or something?
They didn't want any evidence.
Yeah.
That they spit the food out, so
I'm sure,
in the garbage, so they decided to flush it.
I'm sure the Brussels sprouts were accidentally dropped down there by kids. How about bananas?
Like a whole banana?
This is also on
Not
the list.
Not just a peel?
The whole thing. This is also on the list of the strangest things plumbers have found, attempted anyway, to be flushed down the toilet, and that's why they were called.
A pipe stuck inside of another pipe? I don't know why you would flush a pipe down a pipe. But...
I don't know.
And the weirdest one has to be a 2-men tent and sleeping bag.
What?
I don't even know how that would fit.
No, that's okay. A 2-man tent, so that's fairly sizable. Not a family size, but still a sizable thing. And a sleeping bag on top of that.
The poles and everything.
How do you get to that point where you need to call a plumber to get that out of your toilet? How would it? Wouldn't you just pull it out?
What do you say to the plumber when they look at you like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? One plumber in this said, I've seen all sorts of weird and wonderful things blocking pipes, everything from chopsticks to a head of lettuce. A head of lettuce has also been attempted to be flushed down the toilet.
Do these people not have garbages?
Now, you would think some of this would be the fault of little kids. Mm-hmm. But some of these are grown adults. He went on to say it's really important to think twice before flushing something because it can cause long-term damage to plumbing systems, especially when you're trying to flush a 2-man tent and sleeping bag. We had a great time last night, Sons of Kent.
It was the Rise House International Trivia Night. So the last Thursday of every month, they do this over at Sons of Kent, $20 a person. Get your team out there to, answer some trivia questions and, test your knowledge. And it was a lot of fun. There was 13 teams last night.
Very good.
Which is very good. And congrats to Menace to Sobriety.
I love these team names that they come up with.
Yeah. They came in first place with a perfect score.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Times that I've been there, I've never seen 60 correct answers out of 60. Yeah. That's fantastic.
So the first 3 rounds had a bit of a theme. It was like a hot and cold theme.
Okay.
But then the last round, Brock was worried. Brock McGregor, who puts all the questions together. He was worried that he had made the first 3 rounds too easy, so then the 4th round was tough.
Okay.
So a lot of people were like 8, 4.
Out of 15.
Out of 15,
all
but
right.
they got 15 right in that last round.
A humbling 4th round last night.
Yeah.
Very good. Always a lot of fun. Last Thursday of every month at Sons for Rise House International.
And so I stole the list of questions.
Love
I'm
it.
going to quiz you on that.
Let's go. Let's have some quiz music here.
Let's keep the hot-cold theme in mind, right? So that might help with your answers.
Hot-cold theme. All
Yeah.
right. So normally, traditionally, I am the quiz master. Thanks for stepping in last night.
No problem.
So I feel smart because I always am up there. I've got the questions. I've got the answers.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I know that. That was easy.
So this is an opportunity for you to hand me my hat because I don't have the answers and I probably won't do well. But we'll find out.
Let's start with an easy one.
Okay.
What is another name for a jacuzzi?
Hot tub.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I won't get shut
There you
out. Thank you very much. That makes me feel better. Hot tub.
What is a cinnamon candy which shares a name with a cylindrical Mexican roll wrapped in corn husks?
Hot tamale.
Yeah.
Hot tamale. All right.
So that one people were good on that one. This one threw people off. What are these small cinnamon-flavored hard candies made by the Ferrera Pan Candy Company called?
Oh.
Small cinnamon-flavored hard candies
Yeah.
made by the Ferrera Pan Candy Company. What are they called?
I would assume the word hot is in there somewhere.
Think of a candy.
I'm blanking. I don't know.
So a lot of people guess cinnamon hearts,
Yeah.
but the ones made by the Ferrera Pan Company, Pan Candy Company, are Red Hots.
Red Hots. Okay. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have got that, but I know what you're talking about. Red Hots. That's right.
So that one was tough.
That was a good one. That was a
Okay,
good one. All right.
from the second round. You might give this hospitable reception or greeting. What's a hospitable reception or greeting?
This is still the hot and cold thing?
Yeah.
Or is this,
But it doesn't necessarily have hot or cold in it, but, it's related.
oh, man.
So you're going to give someone a hospitable reception or a hospitable greeting.
Hey. That's probably not
Remind
it.
me not to run into you anywhere.
Hey.
A warm welcome.
Oh, all right. I thought it was an actual phrase you were looking for that I would say. Okay, so you're giving somebody a warm welcome.
You're
I
giving
thought
someone
it was,
a warm welcome.
All right.
Yeah, so like another one that was earlier. Giving someone this is to dismiss or disregard them.
Cold shoulder.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. So it's
Yay.
kind of like along those lines,
All
right?
right.
Bill Clinton lived in this city, which is known for its healing waters.
My goodness. He's from Arkansas, right?
So think of a city in Arkansas.
That's tough in itself. Arkansas. I don't know.
Wherever Walmart's located,
There's
headquartered.
There's Little Rock.
Yeah, a lot of people
Arkansas.
guess Little Rock.
That's the only Arkansas one that I know. I'm going to say Hot Springs.
Hot Springs is it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Hot Springs.
A lot of people used to
Wow.
go there. It was like thought to have these healing, and like it was like a spa type thing that people would go to. Like they used to out in Banff with the springs there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm having fun. Okay, two more. Let's do two more.
Okay.
I'm having fun.
What is the mixed drink made of liquor and water with sugar and spices that's served hot? It's popular in Scotland and Ireland. A mixed drink made of liquor and water with sugar and spices served hot, popular in Scotland and Ireland.
Hot toddy?
Yep.
Yeah, hot toddy.
Hot toddy.
All right.
And do you
All right.
want one of the tough ones from the last round?
Well, I was
here's
gonna
here's a sports one for you.
Okay. All right.
Name all 4 members of the Toronto Maple Leafs that are slated to play in this year's NHL All-Star game.
Jeez.
You had to get all 4.
All 4. So Austin Matthews.
Yep.
Mitch Marner.
Yep. 2 more.
Matthews, Marner.
We got the M's down.
John Tavares?
Nope.
Oh, no. TJ Brody.
Nope.
I had to go
That'd be nice.
local angle there. I got 2.
Now you can't think of any other Toronto
No,
Maple
I'm
Leafs
blanking
players.
now. I'm totally blanking under pressure.
Gilmore? No.
Doug Gilmore. Dave Keon. No, it's not that.
Did you give up?
I give up, yeah.
Morgan Riley and William Nylander.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Sure.
Once you say it, you're like,
yeah,
So you had to get all 4 to get that one right.
So obviously one team at least did because they got a perfect 60 out of 60 last.
Yeah, they did.
Amazing. Well, again, you have another chance to do that every last Thursday of the month at Sons of Kent Rice House International Trivia Nights. And by all accounts, Cheryl the Quizmaster, and a good time last night.
You've been listening to Dave and Cheryl's favorite moments of the week.